Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nick Corsten. I like to say I'm just a dad. I'm just a dad, and it was interesting to hear this morning Deborah of Aspire Schools there saying that she's not an artist, and then talk about how she made things, how she did things, how she leads, how she inspires, how she's made today happen. We're all artists, and if there's one message we take away from today, as we all know, I'm not going to fill this presentation full of cliches. Okay, we're all born artists. Picasso said whatever. There you go. There's your first cliche alert. But you have no idea what today means to me on many, many, many levels. And I'm so grateful to you for joining me on this journey today. I'd like you to be part of it. If you want to type a message in to YouTube or Twitter, we don't seem to have gone live on Facebook. And do I look like I care? It might not work. But here's the thing. The guy who invented the ship also invented the shipwreck, and either you're in or you're out. If you want to play this game or you don't, because art isn't something we do which is boring and conventional and industrialized. Art is something we do when we're truly alive. This is me on my first day at school. The excitement of going to school, running in my little shorts, my little cap. This is the States church school, primary school in Shropshire, in a place called Ludlow. No health and safety warnings here. Straight up against the dashboard. That will go tomorrow. And I'll never forget seeing a school report just the other day. Actually, my mum dug it out for me, and the school report talks about how I like using my hands, I like creative activities. We were assessed for our creativity. We made things with cups we made. I made a marble from cardboard boxes. My granddad's canning factory that he started in a tin bath in Thetford in Norfolk, and ended up running one of Europe's biggest canning factories. Just an ordinary working class bloke, and there's nothing fancy about him. Wow, the excitement of going into school for the first day, and to my class there, just the memories of flooding back. I haven't seen this for a long, long time. Whoa, really quite emotional. There I am in the Wendy house in the corner, getting creative, playing with my friend Colin, who went on to be a very successful lawyer in Ludlow, and we've all been in contact with his first birthday, which was 18th. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the dreams of children. We're talking about the dreams of children and keeping those dreams alive and nurturing those dreams as our children go through life, and helping them find what it is, or keep what it is that makes them human. What we've all found in lockdown, that human connection, which comes to us through our art and our human connection to other people. And of course, I'm on the phone here trying to do a deal while Colin's just spoken to his mum, and I found the phone, and I'm absolutely Nick Corsten, Colin Spanner. Oh goodness knows, somewhere in the 90s that was. And this was me last week on a school playfield in Dorset, having just knocked up a cardboard cathedral, actually, because the head teacher said I could. We'd made one with the children during the day, and then early that morning I'd rocked up at the school. The head teacher had turned up in a white wig and with a white lab coat on, and I turned up with a green screen on my back. I don't go anywhere without a green screen anymore, you'll be glad to know. That's my new invention, the hashtag MyGreenie21. So it's a portable green screen you can take anywhere. And this week we had the most fantastic endorsement for that, because the SpaceX crew took off yesterday to go to the International Space Station, and on the back of the Japanese pilot was indeed MyGreenie21, a portable personal green screen. So when he's in space, he can pretend he's at work. Well, actually, he is at work. He can pretend he's in a nightclub, or he can pretend he's on the beach. And they've even taken one of our I Love signs with them as well. So we're obviously indebted to them. And I'm indebted to Emma and the whole team behind the Aspire Power of the Arts Conference, because this is an event that really has been a long time coming. We've been needing this event for quite a long time now. And it's fantastic to see somebody pull together over 100 speakers, many of whom we've worked with, we've counted as friends, we've fallen in and out with them, we've made friends, we've lost friends, whatever. Because the problem we have is that we all find something to argue about, and then we find somebody else to argue about and don't agree with that, so we're not friends at all. It's far too binary, and we've got to get away from what we call binary thinking. Just get rid of that for a moment. Okay, so you're muted in the Zoom room. If you'd like to join us in the Zoom room, then there's a link at the bottom. I'll just pop that up again. So if you want to come into the Zoom room, then click on this bit.ly link, bit.ly/Steam Aspire, whatever it was. I should have put it at the front of that, shouldn't I? Here we go, bit.ly Steam Aspire 21 will get you into the Zoom room. So go to that if you want to. I'd like to start with some words actually, which I came across a couple of years ago. Actually, a friend of mine gave me a call on one evening. He said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" I said, "Well, not much. Why? I haven't got any money. I don't get out much." He said, "Well, I've got tickets for a gig. Do you want to come?" So I went to Clapham Grand, and the singer came on stage with a guitar, and he opened that talk by saying that it's not about the artist, it's not about the band that has the agency, it's the audience that has the agency. I'm just, if you like, a gob on a stick here today at the Aspire Power of the Arts Conference. You have the agency. You're all educators, you're teachers, and today you're going to see many, many much better speakers and artists than you'll hear from me. As I say, I'm just a dad, a gob on a stick, as James O'Brien at LBC says. I call myself a bit of a gobshite, to be honest, but a gob on a stick. And that singer proceeded to sing a song, and I know that it's a fairly set piece, but he said, "If you want to make the weather, then you have to take the blame. If sometimes dark clouds fill the sky and it starts to rain and folks complain, and though your head may tell you to run and hide, listen to your heart and you'll find me by your side, because I keep faith. I keep faith in you. Yes, I do. I keep faith in you. If you think you have the answer, well, don't be surprised. If what you say is met with anger and contempt and lies, no matter how hard you may want to, just walk away. Reach out and you'll find me right by you, beside you, all the way, because I keep faith." And a number of brave school leaders have kept faith with me these last weeks. I've had a very tough time these last few weeks. I'm not going to go into the details now. That's with the lawyers, as they say. But a number of people have stood by me, and you saw some of them there. Chris Tolson, Chris Dyson up there at Parkins Primary in Leeds, Dave Shakeshaft in Birmingham, Colin Tucker, leaders. And this isn't about sides, this is about doing the right thing, because the right thing is kids. And if we truly believe in a child-centred world, a child-centred education system, it always has come back to the kids. Even if you run a union and you say it's about the kids, your union members are your primary interest, but we've got to put the kids at the heart of this. We need to genuinely be child-centred. And this guy here, Gary Sprackland, sprung up behind me. Gary was due to join me today, but sadly his daughter's got a birthday and he just couldn't get out of it at the last minute. And I said, "Look, Gary, you're not doing it, okay? You've got to." So Gary's going to keep popping up. I've got a lovely little piece from Gary he's filmed, but you're going to get a lot of what Gary talks about today in this talk. So yeah, and another person who's been incredible for me is this guy who wrote this book, because that's what this is all about, basically. This is about what Mike Fairclough talks about in his book Wild Thing. This is a book, if you haven't read it, I commend it to absolutely every one of you. It's for every single person who wants to live the best life, who wants to embrace childhood traits in adulthood. This book talks about living a creative life, and you can live a creative life by being grateful. Play the grateful game. Every day be grateful for something, because somebody's got a worse life than you have. If you're grateful, it's academically proven, you'll be happier. And if you're happy, you will get lucky. Doesn't mean you're going to find £50 notes on the floor, but if you're happy, you won't be sitting at home moping, you won't be staying in to wash your hair when all your friends are going out. You'll be going to events, you'll be logging on to Zoom meetings, you'll be going into spaces on Twitter and meeting people as I have. Dan Edwards runs a thing every Saturday, and I've met some wonderful people just sitting on there and having a chat. It's wonderful. And there's Clubhouse and all these things. There's no excuse. But you've got to have it in here. You've got to have that happiness. You've got to have that luckiness. You've got to have that get up and go. You've got to have what I said is that agency. And as I said earlier, you saw me on sitting outside the playground there with a cardboard cathedral. Well, I don't know if you're quite going to believe your eyes, but here I am now on that cardboard cathedral, which we built in a school playground in Coventry a month ago for a family arts festival weekend, using the creativity of code and cardboard and the inspiration of people like Darryl Wakelam, who made a fantastic model for us. We are here today. I don't know if we can zoom in on that. Can we get a little bit closer in on that? Yeah, we can zoom in. There you are. You can see I am actually there. Look, if I wave, I am really there. If you'll get